Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Irina and already almost 1 year ago I moved to Germany and I'm doing my master in economics here in Düsseldorf. Today I want to talk about Ielts because a lot of people are asking me like how to pass the exam, how to apply for the exam, and I want to share some kind of things that was super helpful for me during my preparation, so maybe it would be also interesting for you, so stay tuned. First, let's start with the application. So the website where you need to go, it's the British Council. Not obvious, I have to say, because usually you're expecting something like ielts.com, but not. So you can see this website right now. And after that, you're choosing the country. In my case, it was not possible to pass in my country due to sanctions, actually. So I was passing in Turkey. And I was trying to find a solution, like which country would be suitable for me. In your case, if it's easier to pass and it's possible to pass in your country, it's definitely better to do this because you have less stress. You know everything, you know the city, you know where you're going. It would be no flights or something, so you're just directly going to the city where you can pass in your country, and same people, same language, is definitely easy. In my case, I was passing in Turkey because I was in Istanbul like 8 times, and I decided to choose this country for that because the other country I've never been. And can you imagine your hands are shaking, you're thinking like, I cannot pass this exam, it's super stressful. And if it would be like environment that you don't know actually, can you imagine how tough it would be? And for the people who cannot pass in your country, also a solution to choose the city where you will have some kind of relatives or friends maybe, and they will help you and support you in this process. It would be definitely good. So when you're applying for this exam on the website, you need to choose the format of the exam. So you have exam on paper and also on computer. So in my case, I chose on computer, and I guess for now is the best way for me, at least, because I'm using my laptop, of course, super often. Already familiar with the structure when you are choosing some things in the test. Also, you can find a lot of free tests just to try how would be the interface of the test. And on the paper, I guess the main advantage is that you have like a little bit more time just to check it, because you need to put a dot or a mark that you choose in test, for example, this line, but also you need to put in the table, all the answers, it would be a letter or something. So I decided that it would be really hard, because if I'm mistaken with something, it would be horrible, or I choose not the right cell in the table. So I decided to not do this. So in the test, it's also good because if you are doing one part, for example, reading, you can scroll back and see your previous answer, and you can choose another answer, for example. So it's also possible. That's why I decided that the online version would be okay for me. And also, when you're choosing exam, you have options, because the speaking part would be separated. So be aware that you are choosing, for example, the same date. And in my opinion, I prefer to choose, one date. Some people are separated these parts. So, for example, one day you're passing writing, reading, and listening. In the other day, you are passing speaking. But I guess you would be worried a lot. You would be thinking that you're not passed and that it was horrible and it was tough. So in my opinion, it's better to do it one day. Then next day you would be, in stress, because maybe you were not performing well, with the other parts, and it would be value on your part. So in my case, I was passing first speaking, and after that I was passing another part. And I guess for me it was the best way, because I was a little bit demotivated with the speaking part. I thought that I was speaking like too badly, but in the end, actually, the speaking was the best part in my IELTS exam. I mean, according to the mark that they give to me. And the other parts was also tough, but I guess after three big parts, it would be really hard to speak. Even if you have this pause and you have time, you know, to breathe a little bit, still I guess it's a pretty tough exam and super intense. So for me it's better first to speak, after that you have a break, and after that you're doing like the main hard part. It's also intense, but after that you don't need to do anything. Before I started preparing for my exam, I was like B1/B2 level. I didn't know, I just took a random test, you know, tried to understand like what kind of level I will have. And people are always asking me like how much time I need for preparing. And in my case it was 1 month, but I'm this kind of person who are like challenges, and for me it's better when I have like short period of time I'm preparing. So I was preparing like every day, but 1 month. If I need to prepare like half of the year and I have time, I would be too lazy. So it depends on you. You should know like what kind of type you are, and if you can, for example, to prepare like that step by step, it's really cool. But if not, just choose a time, apply for your exam, and you will have exactly this amount of hours and days, and after that you should pass. That's it, because you already paid for the exam, and yeah, everything is prepared. So with what you should start your preparation? First, for sure, you need to understand the structure, because all these exams, they're not about, you know, your normal level of English, your current level of English. It's actually about the exam structure, and you just need to solve these exercises to pass the stages in the exam. Because even with my B2 level, I was struggling here with the studies, because you definitely don't have like normal B2 level for sure. So it was for me like even not enough, you know, for studying. So you just need to pass, it's your goal, because you need this certificate for your application to the uni. So first, understand the structure, because you have, for example, 4 parts. You will learn, for example, how many minutes you have for each part, how is the procedure is going for each part, what kind of exercises you will have. So just understand what to expect, you know, and after that you can start preparing, you know, part by part, step by step, of course. And I prepared some YouTube channels that I was using, and the best one for me was Fast Track. I will show you somewhere here. So because the girl is super structural, her video is really good, and I have to say, when I passing the speaking part, even the themes that she gave in her like free list, they were the same like in my exam, because she's always updating the books that Ielts are using for preparation, and she is buying like these official books. So that's why you can be sure that the videos that she has on her YouTube channel, they would be, you know, the updates video. And she's really a little bit nerdy and structural, so it's definitely a good base. And I can say that I almost watched like all her videos at that time, so it definitely was helpful. Also, I have to say that I have also 2 YouTube channels. For example, IELTS Advantage. In this channel, I like that the guy was talking about the writing part, and he described some kind of mistakes that can be to show how to simplify it, because usually we're trying to use some kind of, you know, really difficult constructions in the language. And of course, you need to show your like academic language, but in general, in writing part, if you're doing like a lot of mistakes according to the grammar, it doesn't make any sense to make this kind of constructions. It's better to use like simple words if you don't have like this perfect language. Seriously. And the other YouTube channel, it's IELTS Daily, also was helpful actually. And you're just randomly choosing the videos that you would be prefer, and you should understand which part is really hard for you. And I know that the brain is usually working like that, that if the part is hard, you're trying to skip, avoid it. But in this case, you should really go there and deep dive there, and to understand like what I should do and to increase my level in this part. For me, writing was super tough, because I've never described any graphs or something, and I was doing a lot around this part, because for me it was really tough with these words in general and with this vocabulary. So I was trying to do this part, because the other part of the writing is just, you know, some kind of the global problem that you can discuss, and yeah, you just need to know how to build the structure of your writing part, and that's it. But according to the graphs, it's pretty specific thing, and I definitely recommend it to check it, because they have like different varieties of graphs, and you can understand how to describe, you know, all of them. And also on YouTube you can find some kind of channels where you can find speaking part, and two people showing you how the exam would be looking like, even from the beginning until the end, and you always see a score for the speaking part. So in this case you can understand like which kind of level you are, and you should be not scared about that someone, you know, speaking perfect and you're not, because it doesn't make any sense to try to, you know, compete with the other person. You just need to understand how to improve your speaking part. And what I definitely recommend, when you decided that I want to move abroad, and I will be preparing for everything for uni and yeah, for the exam, find a person with whom you would be speaking. I found in the app called Tandem, and of course people have different purposes there, but in general, in the end, I found a person with whom we became friends actually, and we were talking like each week, like really every week, and we are discussing like everything. You don't need to try to do this like in school, you know, trying to speak about specific things, about the universe, I don't know, about the strange things. You just need a normal communication. And if you are talking a lot, in the end you will improve, because usually like our partner with whom we are talking, it's like our mirror. So when the level of the partner is higher, always choose the person who are, you know, speaking better, of course. And it's really improving our language. And I guess around like 6-7 months I was talking like that, and it was definitely helpful, because I received like 7.0. Even I was like super scary with this speaking part, and my hands were shaking, and I couldn't speak normally. It was horrible, I have to say. But in the end, I received 7.0. If you would be, you know, more calm, and if you will have more practice, I guess not like me preparing in a month in general. Definitely in the speaking part, they're not required you to speak like, I don't know, like you're a professor or something. You just need to show that you are you can speak like normally, and you don't have like a lot of pause. It's actually the difference between Ielts and TOEFL, that in Ielts exam you're talking with the person, and people can say to me that yeah, it's super stressful because it's another person, it's better with the computer. But can you try to, you know, to speak like that, how I'm speaking right now? It's really hard, because it's not like natural. Usually we are talking with the people, not just with the object. So for me, the big advantage was in IELTS that you would be talking with another person. Actually, I expected that the person would be there, but it was just online session. But still, you know, the person was polite, and my hint to you is just to smile to another person. I know that it sounds strange that you need to show your language, but if you would be polite, if you would be nice, if you are trying, you know, to put effort, to be nice, to smile, you definitely receive a good grade. It's really improving your grade. For me, I guess the toughest part was reading, because I thought it would be writing. Writing was tough, but still, you know, you don't have like a lot of time, you're just trying to write something. Yes, that's it. But with the reading, it was really hard texts, and still, even after that, I'm not recommended you to read a lot of this kind of, you know, research-oriented text, or some kind of academic text, how they call it here. You know, you're increasing your level of anxiety if your level is not really good, because even right now, if someone gave me the text about, I don't know, chemistry, I would be in shock, because I don't know these terms. And the exam point is not to give you something that you cannot read. It's just how you're dealing with the text. So you need to understand that your goal is not to understand the text completely, all the words. It's just to understand the idea and how you can find, an answer for your questions. So usually with the reading part, you're first checking text, after that you're reading all the questions, and after that trying to find an answer, you're just trying to match. That's it. So that's why they're building this text like that, that even if you don't understand all these, fancy words, you can still understand what is going on. So it would be enough. That's why for you it's like a practice, practice, practice. And usually when you're buying this test, they will give you an access to some kind of free materials, but for 3 to 5 days. So don't try to spend them in the beginning, because they have also a trial version to practice like directly how the exam would be looking like. So try to do this after. So first structure, after that you understanding which kind of exercises it can be, you're trying to practice with the YouTube, with the other materials, and after that open this access from this British Council. Yeah, so it would be like a mock exam, and it would be definitely helpful. So if you can find something in your country where you can practice more, just use it, I prepared by myself, and I'm still believe that it's really possible. But of course, if you are worried a lot, if you think that it would be easier with someone, because I still believe that it would be not that huge motivation than when you're preparing by yourself. But again, it depends on the person. So of course, use the opportunities. But if you don't have any money for that, definitely I'm the person who prepared without any money. I didn't use any, material where you need to pay, and I passed my exam. It's really possible. It's not because I'm like super smart or something. I'm still struggling with the language, but still, it's a test. You need to prepare it. You need to understand the structure. If you understood the structure, it's like 50% of your score, you definitely can pass it. So you need just to practice and take your time for preparing. Because it's almost 1 year since I moved to Germany, I guess next videos would be about my experience according to the Ielts exam, and also about my experience, how I applied in general, so step by step to the German university. I guess these kind of stories are also motivated, so I hope it would be good. So in this case, I will ask you to ask me some questions about the Ielts exam. And yeah, if in general you will have some questions, just ask me in the comments. So it's definitely nice. And please subscribe to my channel, because it's also helpful to understand that these kind of videos really what you need. And yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram. And thank you, some people asking me their questions, so I'm always trying to answer and to help. And yeah, see you in the next videos. Welcome to my channel. See you, bye bye.